In just a few hours' time, Treasurer Josh Frydenberg will deliver his very first budget, and the government's very survival will depend on it. And with that in mind, the Prime Minister has crammed it full of goodies. There will be tax relief, the first surplus in a dozen years, and record spending on infrastructure. It is an election budget with a capital E. Jonathan Lee joins us now from Canberra. Jonathan, it's fair to say the election campaign, well, it starts tonight.
It certainly does start tonight, and it's hard to think of a rookie treasurer under more pressure right now than Josh Frydenberg. Bear in mind he's only been in the job a handful of months. The government's whole re-election campaign is based around this budget. Don't forget it brought it forward more than a month to today. It's splashing the cash, but it doesn't want voters to think at least that it's doing that. It knows though that it needs to in order to win back favour with voters. With his party counting on him, the Treasurer sets the stage for tonight's budget. The bottom line: save the government.
It's going to be an important night as we lay out the next stage of our economic plan and deliver the first surplus in more than a decade.
In 2008, Wayne Swan promised one but delivered a thumping deficit as the GFC hit.
The last time the Labor Party had a surplus was 1989, Mr Speaker. I had long curly hair back then.
The PM boasting.
After 12 long years, Australia will be back in the black tonight.
But that's not technically correct. The government is handing down a projected surplus budget, not a budget surplus. It's a big difference. Our net debt is also $370 billion and won't be paid off for a good decade.
Part of the reason the budget is looking better at the moment is because China's looking worse.
China's spending on commodities and tax revenue has propped up our bottom line. Tonight, the lion's share of new budget money will go to infrastructure. There's $7.7 billion for 3 Melbourne rail projects, big money for West Australian roads and rail, local congestion busting. An extra $1 billion will go to health. That includes a specialist cancer research centre in Victoria and heart disease research. $864 million will be spent on counter-terrorism and airport security. Small business will see the instant asset write-off extended and increased. Tax cuts are expected to be brought forwards. The government is also tipped to double the current $530 tax offset for those earning between $48,000 and $90,000. $285 million will also go to energy assistance payments to pay down people's power bills. That's $75 for singles, $125 for couples. There's no doubt the government's lack of an energy policy and its knifing of Malcolm Turnbull comes at a political price. The budget papers will also reveal just how much money it's squirreled away to win back marginal seats. Labor doesn't buy it.
Now they want at 5 minutes to midnight to get you to forget all the chaos, all of the division.
The government will be hoping its big spend will prove to voters it's worth the cost. Now, Sandra, with all the talk of surpluses, it's easy to get confused. It's important to remember we won't pay off the nation's national debt or our net debt for at least another 3 terms of government, and that's assuming we don't have a recession in the meantime.